Hi, my name is Regan. Welcome to Total Body. I'll be your instructor today as we work through this 45-minute workout. We're going to get started with the warm-up in just a few moments. What you're going to need for class today is a mat or towel. I have 2 weights. I'm going to be using dumbbells today. Feel free to use cans or bottles, anything like that, and then a bottle of water. So once you have all that equipment together, feel free to join me. We're going to start off with some shoulder circles. Pushing your arms back, starting to wake up those muscles in our upper back. Good tall posture. Let's get 2. Last one here, same thing to the front. So starting to get mentally ready for class at the same time we're getting physically ready. Maybe setting an intention. In 2. And 1, full arm circles. Let's start with our palms facing up, moving our arms towards the back. We're gradually making these circles bigger, working our way up to that full rotation. Let's get 2 and 1, same thing to the front, palms facing down. Once again, starting small, working our way up to it. Really starting to feel those shoulders wake up. For 2 and 1. All right, coming down, we're gonna plant one heel on the ground, taking those arms to sweep around the toe, overhead, other side. So we're sticking our hips back, really feeling this stretch in the back of our legs, in our hamstrings. Getting a little bit deeper into this stretch every time. Sitting those hips back, waking up your full body here. Let's get 1 more on each side. All right, coming up to standing, letting those arms take a rest. We're gonna step 1. Stepping it out, sinking that knee down a little bit more each time, getting into that stretch, maybe feeling this in our inner or outer thighs. In 2. Last one. Come up, back to neutral, picking up 1 foot, bringing it up to our glute, and coming up on that other toe. This time stretching out the front of our thighs in our quads, feeling it right here in the front. Activating that core a little bit too to get up on the toe of the other leg. Just holding this stretch for a quick second before we switch. Let's get 3, 2, and 1. All right, coming down to our mat or towel if we have one. We're meeting in a high plank position. That means hands are under shoulders, bringing 1 foot in, lifting up that same side arm, twisting up. Other side, twisting. I want to see your eyes follow your fingertips. Really starting to activate the full body here. Legs, core, and upper. Twisting up. 1 more on each side. Awesome work. Coming back up to standing, moving it into a little bit more high intensity to finish off this warm up. We're bringing 1 leg back, 1 is forward, arms up overhead, driving those knees in to meet the hands, staying on 1 side here. Moving through this one for 10. 2 and 1. Great work. Other side, same thing. Arms overhead. Let's go. Driving it in, crunching with our core. Elbows coming to meet that knee. In 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Stand on up. Feel free to grab some water before we get started off with class. So our first circuit today is a lower body strength circuit. So what that means is if you have weights, we're gonna try to add them in. We're gonna keep the intensity lower, keeping the weight higher, keeping our form intact the entire time. So this interval is gonna be 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest, but that work isn't necessarily high intensity. Finding something we could definitely maintain for 60 seconds if we needed to. So move number 1 is a curtsy lunge. In this one, bringing one foot way back behind, crossing sides of our body, down, up, alternating to the other side. Feel free to add in a calf raise. Joining me in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Switching it over, taking this really slow at first, complex move, making sure we find our balance, using our core. Awesome work. Probably feeling this one in the front leg, in the glute, maybe in our quad as well. 15 seconds. Coming up on our quick 20-second break. In 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Move number 2 is a single leg deadlift. So either that means putting one leg forward, one back, most of our weight being on this front leg, hinging over, or we can pick the back leg up. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Bringing those weights close, over and up, or lifting the back leg off the ground as you hinge over. Regardless, we're keeping that back flat the entire time. Check in right here while we're working. Make sure that deep core is engaged to ensure our back is staying flat, protecting those muscles. We're gonna hit side number 2 in our second round. In 5, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up for our recovery, moving into move number 3 in that second round of these movements. We'll do the other side. This one is gonna be a sumo squat with pulse. So right here, widening out those legs. We're coming down, pulsing at the bottom, all the way up, pushing those hips forward. Let's go right here. Awesome. Making sure we have good breathing all the way through these circuits. Not pushing ourselves quite to exhaustion. Reserving some in the tank for our circuits later in class. 20 seconds to go. We're really focusing on keeping those knees out above our toes, not letting them collapse in. 10 seconds. Pulsing at the bottom. If you'd like, feel free to omit it and just do the squat. For 3, 2, 1, standing up. Last move in this lower body circuit. We are down on the mat. Right here, working our glutes, one leg at a time for side, up. So fire hydrant, donkey kick. Join me here. Out and up. This whole time, we're keeping our core tight. Some weight is going into both of our hands and into the other leg. Out and up. 20 seconds to go. Core is tight, deeply engaging those abs. We have 10 coming up on our longer recovery. You've got this. In 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Taking a second here to recover, grab some water. We are gonna come up and do that circuit one more time, getting the opposite leg on move number 2 and move number 4. Slowly making our way up to standing, checking in, making sure we feel good. Maybe stretching something out. first move, once again, is the curtsy lunge, alternating feet. Let's go in 20 seconds. So setting up for it. Getting ready to switch sides on this one, moving one foot back at a time, using that core to keep us balanced. We have 5 seconds. Let's go right here in 3, 2, and 1. We're stepping back. Up. Other side option, calf raise in the middle, really quick. That's a little bit extra work. Once we've got this movement back down, feel like we're in control of our balance. Feel free to pick it up to a pace that's a little bit challenging. 15. Great work. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. In 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Coming down for that deadlift on the other leg. So think about which one you did last time. Make sure we switch. Option to keep the back foot on the ground or to lift it back as we hinge. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're over. Should be feeling this in our hamstrings primarily. If all you feel is lower back, we need to make sure to keep that core tight. Maybe trying out a few of the balancing ones. Always an option to leave those weights on the ground as well. 10 seconds right here. Let's finish it out. 2 more moves to go in our lower body strength circuit. In 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Awesome work. I'm going to drop one weight down for this next one. Sumo squat with the added pulse if you'd like. 10 seconds here, getting set up, using those inner thighs to keep the knees aligned above our toes. Let's go right here. We're down. Pulse all the way up. Find a pace right here that we can stick to, even if it's keeping it a little bit slower at the start so we don't have to take any breaks. Pushing those knees out. If we feel like they're collapsing in too much, just bring in that stance. Make it a little bit more narrow. 10 seconds down on the mat for move number 4. In 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work setting down those weights. Coming down, other leg for that fire hydrant to donkey kick. 8 seconds here. Getting ready, tucking that core in by using those deep muscles. Let's go right here. We're lifting out, pressing up. Feel free to keep a slight knee bend in this donkey kick. No need to fully extend your leg. Breathing through it. Longer recovery coming up next. We're done with these 4 moves. 15 seconds to go. Check in. We're using that core. In 3, 2, and 1. Take it down. Great work. Taking another second here to maybe grab some water, stretch anything you need. Feel free to stand up if you'd like, but I'm going to stay down on the mat because we're going to move into a really quick core challenge right here. This one is going to be just 2 minutes long, a sort of plank challenge. So we're going to alternate between 2 movements. First one being a plank hold. So right here, up on our hands or on our elbows. Then we're dropping it down all the way for some Supermans. So lifting your upper and lower body, just leaving your belly on the mat when we lift. We're going to alternate 15 seconds in the plank hold, 15 in the Supermans, and we're going to do that 4 times, trying to run straight through it. Feel free to take breaks or make modifications when you need them. getting started in about 10 seconds. If we want to take that option on our elbows or our hands, whatever's most comfortable for you, always an option to do the planks on your knees as well. All right, let's go right here. First plank, only 15 seconds. Keeping our bottom tucked under, don't want to see it hiked up. Keeping it low, in line from the back of your head to your ankles. Right here, coming down for Supermans, we're lifting up, up. Hands and feet coming off the ground. 5 seconds till we're back in that plank. 2 and 1, straight into it, pushing up. Breathing through it here. We just did 1 round. We are on round number 2 out of 4. Core is tight. Option to hold this plank on your knees. In 3, 2, 1, we're down. Lifting, Supermans. That plank is back up in 3, 2, and 1. Round 3, let's go right here. Great work. Only 2 minutes of core before we come back into our upper body move. In 3, 2, 1, we have Supermans. Lift. Lower back, mostly working here. That's definitely part of our core. In 3, 2, and 1. Last plank hold. Pushing through it. This will be 1 minute of plank total. Let's make ourselves proud here. Keeping up that form the same way we did at the start. In 3, 2, and 1. We're down. Last set of Supermans. We have 5, 2, and 1. Awesome, awesome work. Sitting it up. Grab some water. That was our 2 minutes of core. We'll have a lot more core towards the end of class. Just a little taste before we move into our upper body strength circuit. So this one is formatted the exact same way as the lower body, working through 4 movements, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of recovery with 2 rounds. So whenever you're ready, feel free to make your way up to standing or keep this break going and meet me later. But we are gonna start off with the around the world shoulders to start. So palms are facing out, holding our weights. We're lifting those arms up, meeting overhead, back down in that position. You can join me in 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're all the way up and around, lowering down. Trying to keep this movement slow and controlled. If we feel like we can't resist just dropping those arms all the way over, we might need to lower those weights, or we can focus on moving 1 arm at a time. Awesome. Keeping a slight bend in your knees the entire time. Making sure that blood can get all the way down to your toes and back up. In 5, 2, and 1. Great work. 20 seconds of rest right here before move number 2, which is a bent over row to fly. So we start by driving those elbows up and back. Then we're back in that start position, reaching those elbows out to the side. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go right here, driving it up and out. Upper back is working this time. We should feel our shoulder blades squeezing together like we're trying to pinch something in between them. And it's me again reminding you to keep those deep core muscles engaged. That's what's gonna keep our back flat, keep us from straining it while we're holding in this bent over position. 10 seconds. Squeezing shoulder blades. In 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Standing back up for move number 3. Taking your quick recovery here. This one is a hammer bicep curl to overhead press, lowering down in that curl as well. So all the hammer curl means is that we're leading with our thumbs. So instead of right here, twisting those wrists, you can join me now. We're going for 40 seconds. Up, overhead, back down. Always, always an option when we're doing upper body to move one arm at a time, allowing us to focus a little bit more on it, decreasing the intensity a tad. Once again, we have that slight bend in our knees. 15 seconds. Coming down on the mat for our next move. Let's go for 5. Coming down in that bicep curl. All right, we're done. Moving down towards the mat. Move number 4 of round 1 is a push-up to sprawl. So right here in push-up position, we're coming down, lifting those arms out in front of us, back up. Option to do those on your knees as well. Let's go right here, 40 seconds. Down, arms out, pressing back up. What this is doing is making sure we're getting every little ounce out of that push-up. We're getting all the way down to the ground. Working our shoulders here with that little push out. 2. Right here, we have 10 seconds. Let's finish it out strong. Pressing our body up, trying to keep it in one line. For 3, 2, and 1. Great work sitting it up. This is our longer recovery. Grab some water, taking about a minute here. We are like halfway through class. Y'all are doing so great. So really taking a longer recovery now before we hit round 2. Maybe stretching anything you felt during that last circuit. Maybe running around your house to find some different weights if we need to go up or down. About 30 more seconds here. Taking this time maybe to stretch before we finish out our upper body strength circuit. First move, around the world shoulders. Gonna keep this one slow, keep it controlled, keeping our core activated, keeping a slight bend in our knees. Going in 10 seconds, picking up those weights if we have them, dropping those shoulders kind of down and back, getting them in that ready position. In 3, 2, and 1. Let's go all the way up, overhead, back, down. You are in control of the weights aren't in control of you. That means we're bringing our arms down intentionally with our own strength, not just letting them flop back over. Great work. 15 seconds. In 10, keeping it controlled. For 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. 20 seconds of recovery before our row to rear delt fly. About 10 seconds here. Gonna keep that core engaged. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. Row to fly. Making sure we're keeping up that form. This one can also be done one arm at a time. Working on building up some muscle. Gonna help us burn fat all throughout our bodies, making us stronger. Definitely something to be proud of. 10 seconds. Core is engaged. For 3, 2, and 1. Great work standing up. Move number 3 is that hammer curl to overhead shoulder press, back down in that hammer curl. Feel free to do this one kneeling as well if you prefer that option. Make sure to keep our hips forward if we're kneeling. Let's go right here. Curl, overhead press, back down. Great work. Making sure we're using our muscles to bring these weights down, not just letting them flop over. Right here, 15 seconds before we're down on the mat for our push-ups. Less than 20 minutes left in class. Y'all have got this. In 3, 2, and 1. Weights to the side. Push-ups coming up right here. With the sprawl at the top. Taking an option that challenges us, even if it's just a few on our toes. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Last 40 seconds. I'm gonna keep my arms a little bit closer to my body here to focus on my triceps, but feel free to widen them out to make this more of a chest exercise. Coming all the way down, pushing those arms out in front of us each time. That's part of the move, forcing us to get down to the bottom of our push-up. In 5, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Taking our longer recovery here, maybe stretching out our arms or rolling them out like we did in the warm-up. We are gonna move it back up to standing next for our full body kind of cardio circuit. So while we've been working through all these moves today, they've been a little bit more lower intensity. We're focusing on our movement patterns and those contractions. These are gonna be higher intensity. So no weights needed for any of these moves. We're gonna do them for a shorter amount of time to really up the reps. So right here, first one is a squat to half burpee. So what that means is we're coming down in a burpee, jumping up to the squat, standing back down in the squat. So the squat motion is first, and then we're jumping back, standing up through the squat. Next one is just like in the warm-up, the alternating knee drives. This time, we're gonna do 3 on one side, switch it, 3 on the other side. So switching it after 3 on each leg. And our last one, down on the mat, we have a sit-up. Then we're putting our arms behind us, pressing up in a reverse bridge. So arms, our abs, arms, and glutes pushing up. We're gonna get started in about 10 seconds, working on a 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds to rest interval. Join me in that squat to burpee in 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're squatting, jumping back and up. Option to step those feet out, up in the squat. Working it here. This is higher intensity, trying to keep our form solid, but also get those reps in for 10. In 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Quick 15 seconds of recovery before our alternating knee drives, So right here, that's 3, switching it, 3. Switching feet, other side. Awesome work. Using your abs to pull that knee in. 10 seconds. Coming down on the mat. In 3, 2, down on the mat. In 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Coming down. 15 seconds of recovery. That heart rate is up probably a little bit more than before. That is totally okay if you're comfortable with it. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 30 seconds. sit up, bridge. Really working it here. You're gonna earn this longer recovery. Less than 10. In 3, 2, 1, sitting it up. I said longer recovery, it's still gonna be a little bit shorter than we did in between our circuits before, but that's okay because you're tough. Taking a second before we do those moves again. So once again, no weights needed here unless you really want to, but we're focusing on trying to get that heart rate up. Squat to burpee is move number 1. 15 seconds, getting ready for it. "30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. We squat, jump back, squat up. Y'all have got this. Pushing through it. Let's see some energy here. Remind yourself why you signed up for class today, why you're doing this at all. This is when you put the work in. In 5, 2, and 1, we're up. Move number 2, alternating knee drives. Try to keep moving, don't sit down in between these exercises. We're going in 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. In. Counting it out to yourself. 3 knees and switch. We have 10. In 5, keep pushing. 2 and 1. Coming down onto the mat. Sit up to reverse bridge. 5 seconds for it right here. High intensity. Let's go. Sitting up, hands pressing our hips towards the ceiling. Halfway. Let's finish it out in 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Sitting it up or standing, whatever you're feeling for our recovery. So about 10-ish minutes left in class today. We are gonna move down to a different type of circuit. So that was the end of our super high intensity bit. Moving it down for some core, some glutes, dropping the intensity back down to kind of where the strength area was, but really taking a moment here to let our heart rate come down gradually. Not gonna push it to try to stay at this high any longer as we're getting ready for our cool down eventually. So this circuit, working our core, working our glutes, like I said, we have 3 moves. First one is a bird dog crunch. So in this one, we're in tabletop position. We're gonna extend opposite leg, opposite arm, out, driving elbow to knee, back out, replace, other side. The whole goal here is to keep these slow, make it really intentional, not gonna rush through these movements like we just did. Next one is a side plank to leg raise. So option to have that full side plank, feet on the ground, lifting the upper up, or we're gonna keep the knee down on the bottom leg, lifting the upper leg. And our final move is a glute bridge march. So in this one, pressing your hips up, lifting one leg, then the other, back down, up, same thing. So all these movements, really gonna work them slowly, focusing on them, making those contractions happen. So we're gonna get started in 3 with the bird dog crunches. right here. Let's go. We're extending out, touch, out, replace, other side. So really similar to those Supermans we did earlier, because we're lifting up the arm and the leg, engaging our core, engaging our glutes. Good deep breathing here. For 5, 3, 2, and 1. We're coming down for that side plank hip raise. In this one, option to be on your feet or that lower knee is down. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1. We're lifting the upper leg up. Option to just hold the plank. Feeling this maybe in our side glute. Using that core to keep us stable, breathing through it, less than 10. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Same thing on the other side. So we're placing the body over, taking that same option we started with. Quick rest here, getting ready for it. About to engage our abs to hold us up high. Using that hip, let's go right here. 30 seconds in this move before we come down for our glute bridge marches. Halfway, breathing through. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down to the mat, lying our upper body down, keeping those feet close. Glutes, we're about to push them up and alternate picking up our feet, keeping this one slow. Once again, in 3, 2, 1. Right here, we're up, lift one foot, other foot, hips down, hips back up. Keeping it slow, controlling these movements. Using our core, using our glutes, and all the muscles in between. Over halfway. Lifting and lowering those hips after each rep. For 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Sitting it up real quick before round 2 of that circuit. We've gone through everything today 2 times. Let's try to finish this one out before the cool down, shortening our work period just a little bit. So first one, bird dog crunches, coming up in 10, 20 seconds in each of these moves. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We extend, crunch, out, and replace. This is your final circuit of class. Let's really work it here. Crunching in, extending back out. For 3, 2, and 1. Getting ready for those side plank hip raises. Option for both feet or the lower one to be bent. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Breathing through it, using that core. 10 seconds. Awesome work. Y'all have got this. For 3, 2, and 1. Switching to the other side. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Keeping that core engaged. The cool down is coming up. Here, coming down for that glute bridge to leg lift or foot lift. In 3, 2, and 1. We're pressing up, lift, lift, and lower. Working glutes, working abs. We have 5, 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it down. Let's let those legs come out. Arms overhead. We made it to the cool down. Taking a moment here to take some deep breaths in and out. Let's bring one knee in towards our chest, pulling it in, maybe rolling out the ankle, and then extending, pulling it in towards your chest. And switch, other side. Knee is coming in, rolling out the ankle. Taking a moment here to feel proud of yourself for getting this workout done today. Let's extend for the full leg hamstring stretch. All right, letting that leg go down, reaching overhead one last time before rolling over onto our stomachs. We're pressing through our palms, lifting the head and neck. Stretching through it, maybe pressing in one shoulder at a time. One more deep breath here before we tuck our toes under and push up into down dog. So right here, creating a triangle with our bodies in the floor, pressing our weight back towards our heels, maybe walking out our feet, pushing that weight back, and walking our toes in towards our hands, holding this stretch for a moment before we start to reach all the way up back to standing. Once here, bringing one arm across our bodies, pulling for that stretch, checking in that we're standing and making sure our head's clear since we've been down on the mats for so long. Let's bring in that same arm up overhead, driving the hand down our spine. And switch. Same thing, other side, shoulder stretch first. And overhead, stretching out our triceps, getting that heart rate closer back to where we came when we started class today. Deep breathing. All right, letting those arms go. We're gonna pick up one foot, bringing it up to our glute like we did in the warm-up, but pushing our hips under, and we're gonna hold this stretch. And then we're gonna bring this foot around in front of the opposite knee, sitting it down a little bit, stretching out our outer hip. Taking a moment here, finding that balance, pushing our hips back, and then back up to standing, other side. Scooping those hips under and forward, stretching out our quad. And then moving into the other stretch, sitting down like we're in a chair, stretching back our outer hip. I just want to say thank you for coming to class today. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to fill out the survey that's in the description box of this YouTube video. But if not, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.